Welcome to Dicejunkies, and this is Dicejunkies presents Logan, the movie, a review. So me and Q, we went and saw the opening show, and we finished watching it. We both jumped in our cars and drove down to Dicejunkies headquarters, aka my dining room. So we haven't talked about it yet. So this is going to be us talking about the movie, sort of giving our ideas about it. The first part of this video will be spoiler free. I will also cut the video into two, one with this section and a section with spoilers, as well as one that just has our review without spoilers.
Okay, so this is a spoiler-free review.
And like I said, if you're watching the full version, then I'll make a cut before we get into any spoilers. So to start it off, Q, from first of all, let's do a 5-point. What you thought, from excrement to extraordinary.
You're going to start off with you do ratings at the end of the video, man.
No. Just a quick review. Just thinking back, what would you say? I mean, where do you place this? Okay, if you can.
3.5.
3.5. So, I was actually looking at about in between 3 and 4 myself. Mm-hmm. So it seems we're similar there. It was like it really wasn't that bad, but it smelled a little.
It was way better than I expected. I didn't get the crap I was expecting, but I put it to you like this: we walked out the theater, and not just us. There was utter silence at the end of that movie. And everybody walked out. Yeah. Everybody walked out completely quiet. Like everybody in the theater was just kind of still processing what just happened and was like...
You're right. I'm now thinking back. I'm thinking, there wasn't anybody
Avengers,
saying anything.
Civil War, there was like clapping or a lot of chatter. It was like a funeral.
Now,
free.
One thing, if you are going to go watch the movie, and like I said, this is no spoilers.
No kids.
No kids. It is rated R, and they made sure to add the content to earn that rating. I was actually sort of surprised somewhat about that because there was an article I read, and they were like, well, we're not going to say it's rated R yet because they haven't come back with a rating yet. Like, they weren't sure it was going to get a rating R or not.
They were aiming for R. I mean...
There was no way that wouldn't have got an R.
Well, I mean, even if you exclude profanity and violence, like, sexual content, thrown in pretty gratuitously for the purpose of just going like, this is obviously going to be an R movie.
There was brief nudity, so... Now, what I will give a 5-star rating to is if you go and see it in theater, is the preview right before.
Well, yeah, Deadpool preview, which is also rated R. Deadpool can't even do a freaking trailer without it getting rated R.
But that was awesome. But no, as far as the movie goes, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I was expecting this movie to be crap. Now, if you've seen the trailers. We already said the trailers give too much away, and I still hold firm to that.
Yeah, because in the movie it wasn't played as obvious. It was really supposed to be a build-up, but it was a build-up to something you saw coming a mile away. Yeah. There's only one twist that I've miscalculated on.
The build-up that they play out was sort of spoiled by the trailers. So if you still managed not to see the trailers and you're wanting to go see it, definitely don't look at them and go check it out. Especially if you think it's going to be horrible, because then you'll probably be pleasantly surprised.
Now, I've heard rumors recently that Mississippi has no culture, so let's also get into some actual culture review of the movie. The movie's pacing... fuck Will Wheaton. The movie's pacing is is actually a little bit odd. That's one of the things that threw me off is that you expected it, especially from the trailers, to be high octane, and it had high octane moments, but it had some really.
I didn't really expect it to
slow, dramatic moments.
I expected it to be sort of slow and dramatic.
From the first trailer, thinking, like honestly, it was, the first trailer to me caught the mood of the movie way more.
Yeah, the first trailer was definitely.
They should have never made trailer 2 and 3. Trailer 1 was on point.
It was. If
they'd have started that trailer, this movie would have got a 4 just for them not effing up and putting out trailer 2 and 3.
Speaking of that, my buddy Clarence over at Discussing Who, he actually preferred the second trailer, so he may not like the movie.
This movie was way more serious than that. This is, like I said, we're doing spoiler free, but the movie is a serious story.
Yeah.
This is not a comic book fairy tale. To the point of literally, they were basically saying that word for word.
Yeah.
This is not a comic book movie.
So you had that. Like I said, overall, I think it is worth actually going and see. If I had to give my verdict on whether or not I think you should go see it, if you're a fan of Wolverine, Logan, if you liked Old Man Logan and the Death of Wolverine, they took elements from both of those that I saw in the movie. So
the atmosphere of the movie is this is the writing that they should have started with, man. Like, they clearly fired all the X-Men, Apocalypse, and Future Past writers because this movie's unrecognizable as part of that X-Men universe. But that's what's good about it. It's well written. I mean, I put it up there with as well written as some of our favorite Netflix comic book series. Like, this is the first movie that made me go, okay, but, I mean, it was well written.
Yeah. You have that grizzled Wolverine, though, that you have in Old Man Logan, and you have in The Death of Wolverine. You know, that older... more worn Logan. So that's and with that's what sort of adds to it being more drama than action. You know, it has that feel.
And is a darker, grittier movie. This is the Wolverine we've been waiting to see. It's a shame. We'll get into the spoiler section on this, but it's a shame by the time we got him. It's no.
Well,
the last Hugh Jackman performance.
Yeah, we all know that. I mean, he's announced this is his last performance. This is Patrick Stewart's last performance,
and they were excellent.
And
oh my goodness, the acting.
The acting was really good from them. Now, as far as the effects and fighting effects, I thought those did not come off very well.
For such a gritty movie, they still have the same special effects.
Well, it's not so much the ones with Hugh Jackman. It's the fact that you have. You know, you do have a child, obviously, in this movie, and the ones with the child just came off really...
Like the other X-Men movies, you know, it's kind of a little fakey.
You know, Hugh Jackman actually does really good when doing his actions.
Like I said, this is what I've been wanting to get out of you. Don't get me wrong, he's always been pretty good in movies.
Yes, he has.
But the writing has been bad. But this movie was an excellent performance of Wolverine.
Matter of fact, I think I'm going to bump mine up to a 4, just a straight 4.
Now that I'm thinking about Patrick Stewart, when you stop thinking about the other guys, because now those are the real guys that acted well. The rest of them are forgettable. But Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart were
they deserve
amazing.
They deserve
a 4.
I mean, their performance, I love.
And to the writers. To the writers.
Yeah.
If this had been the first installment and they kept going from here, I believe that the never would have had to do all those reboots.
Yeah.
They could have went with a whole movie line of just Wolverine off of this style of writing.
So any final verdict on the non-spoiler side?
Like we said, just a warning, I don't normally care about people's feelings, but a lot of kid violence. It's you know, this is going to be the movie that your girlfriend may or may not like, depending on what she's. Well, the young lady sitting next to us did not seem happy with watching such a young-looking girl involved in these scenes that were happening.
Yeah,
you know, and downer ending. Yeah. I mean, that's not a spoiler. Downer ending. I mean, this is going to be. You could tear up if you've got enough emotional ties to. The X-Men franchise, it could be something to tear you up a little bit. For me, I was just kind of sitting there going like, where the hell is Fox going with this? Like, I was like, interesting, but where are we going with this?
Yeah. But, all right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for watching. And if you like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. It all helps us out. Also, check in the description down below. We have our Facebook link, Patreon, Google+, Twitter. All that's in the description down below. And enjoy.
Overall, the movie, like we said earlier, was a 4, but it's mainly because the acting on Patrick Stewart and Wolverine Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman was really well done. The story as written was well done. I would have loved to have seen better special effects and then pull. I know it's unfair, but I still got to go look at the Marvel Cinematic. It would have been nice if it didn't have to be carried by Hugh Jackman. It would have been nice if a few more people had been better actors.